Now we're going to talk about multiplying whole numbers. Multiplication is repeated addition. So if I have something, the same number added up over and over, in this case 5 plus 5 plus 5, I can write that as 5 times 3. And the little x here, the multiplication symbol, that means multiplying. I'm taking the number 5 and adding it up 3 times, and this is read 5 times 3. However, in algebra, when we use variables more and more, the letter x is often used as a variable. It's very, very common. And this little multiplication symbol looks a whole lot like an x. So a lot of times we use a little dot instead. Instead of writing 5 and then this multiplication symbol and a 3, we'd write 5 times 3 like that. You would read this the same way. You would read 5 times 3. And if you want to put an answer there, you would say 5 times 3 equals 15. And the 5 and the 3 over here are called factors. The two things that are multiplied together are called factors. And the results you get when you multiply numbers is called the product. And those are mathematical terms you should know. Factors and product. 5 is a factor, 3 is a factor in this case, and 15 is a product. Here's a multiplication table, or just a small part of one. You see a row of numbers across the top here, and then a row of numbers down the side. And if you want to multiply two numbers, for example, 2 times 3, you can find a 2 and the 3, and you go, and where that row and that column meet is the answer. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. And I'm sure you've seen something like this before. My point now is that you should know all of these all the way out to 10 by 10. And you should know all of the answers, and you should have them down. You should be able to recall these quickly. So 9 times 7 is 63. 6 times 8 is 48. And just immediately, you should have all of those memorized. Any number between 1 and 10 multiplied by any other number between 1 and 10. You should be able to say the answer immediately. So if you don't have those down already, you should stop at this point and make sure you have those memorized out to 10 times 10. Okay, here's a simple example. Multiplication can come in handy in counting. Here's a diagram of a parking lot, and we're told to use multiplication to find the number of parking spaces shown. And the parking spaces are these rows right here that you see in the light gray. And we can see that there are 4 rows. We can count the parking spaces in one row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And instead of counting every single parking space, we can recognize that there are 4 rows of 7, and we can say 7 times 4, and we know that that's 28, so that's our answer.